So now we are going to look at insert ribbon. In insert ribbon, if you can see, we will have a multiple insert options like as a pivot table, and picture, shapes, icon, 3D model, smart art, screenshot, and the recommended charts. Here you can see bar chart, 2D chart, and 2D line chart, and pie chart, maps, pivot chart, lines, columns, and slicer, timeline, link, text box, header and footer, and title, and then equations and symbols. These all are the things that are there, but all of these things we don't use it in our day-to-day basis. Use mainly we use a pivot table and table, and then these charts and slicers. And so first of all, to insert the pivot table, we need to select the data range. First, let's see our data is in proper format or not. So here we are having date, time, store ID, location, product, quantity, unit price, payment mode, transaction ID, cashier, store manager, time of the day of the week, and total price. If you want to know how much of the sale the store manager I have created, it's very manually we need to filter, and every time we need to calculate it. Like Liam, how much sale he have done. We need to calculate unit price and into quantity, and then we need to get it. To make it or total price, we need to go and submit every time, and then we need to get it. To make it in a very presentable format, we'll create a pivot table. So to create a pivot table, we'll go here, and we are from where we are getting the data. We're getting the data from the table or the range. This is the range we have already selected. So from this range, we need to create the pivot table. So we'll select that option, and the range is already selected. If you want to select the range after going there, you can select it manually also. Like this, we can select, and where we want our pivot table to be in a new sheet, we'll press OK. So here we got the pivot table. So first we'll take store manager, and then how much sale he have done. Here we already got it. We want to look it in a more precise way, like how much quantity he had done. Then we'll take it to the values. Whatever the values we have, like this kind of total price is a value, and quantity is a value, unit price is a value, and payment type is not a value, it is a normal text. So values will go to the value section, and the rows means these are called rows. So you want to display the store manager in a row wise, that's why I have to take it in a row. If you want to display it in a column like this, so then you can take it in a column. Now I will show you. I will take the payment type into the columns. See, you can see it will display on top of the values. So these are the value section, so it will display on top of the values. I will convert this pivot table into classic mode so that you will have a clear understanding. Make it a classic. So you can see here in a classic mode, the borders are clearly defined. Like in the columns, the columns will be displayed on top of the values. Values will be displayed below the columns, and this is a row section. Here will be the filter section. If I take the date into the filter, you can see it is clearly displaying on here. So that's how it is. You can filter it out, like you have any specific date that you want to see, you can filter it out, how much sale that has been done on that particular date. So let's take the payment type to here, and then let's take the location to the column. Okay, you can see store wise quantity and store wise total price. Got it, right? For example, you want to have a multiple filters, multiple columns. We can take it payment type also on bottom of the. So first it will consider store A. On that store A, what is the payment type? It will show. Here store B, on that store B, what is the payment type and the quantity. So it will segregate like this and it will show you in a clear picture. We'll take total price, we'll remove the quantity. So here if you take the one, then you can clearly understand store A, cash type, credit, debit, online, how much, and store B and store C and store D, and then grand total. Here is the grand total. So like that it will display. If you don't want to show the subtotal, after every store A there is a subtotal. This is a subtotal. We can go to design and go to the subtotals and do not show subtotals. If you want to show subtotals, we'll take the payment type after store manager. So the store manager and the payment type. If you want to show the subtotal here for every store manager, you can right click and go to the subtotal. It will display a subtotal. If you want to format these subtotals, like you want to add any color or highlight something like that, you can click on that. There is a arrow icon that you will get when you will go to that section. Then you can simply click on that. Click on that. All the subtotals will be highlighted. You can see all of them got selected. Then go to home ribbon and then fill color, and then you can color it. Got it? Now here also you want to display the store manager name. Here it's not displayed. So for that you can go to the design and report layout and repeat all item labels. All everywhere it will be displayed. Okay. If you don't want, then you can go. You can uncheck it. You can uncheck it like that, or else you can do like this. And grand totals. Grand total means this is a grand total. This is row grand total, and this is column grand total. If you don't want to display the row grand total, you can say on for columns only. It will display only for columns. Got it? Okay. That's how the pivot table. This is a very basic explanation that I have given for the pivot table. There is a in-depth advanced pivot table explanation to be there in a future videos, because I just want to introduce you to the pivot table. That's why I'm saying it in a very basic manner. There are many other options in pivot table as well. For example, here I told you only you have to take the values. What if you take any text into this field? We'll look into it. Payment type, we will take it to the values. If you take it to the field, it will display the count. What is the count? Like how many times the cash is, how many times the cash is there in that particular combination. It will say the count. To verify that, let's go and let's check it. Let's select who is that store manager, Liam. We'll select the Liam, and in payment more type we'll select the cash. If we count it, if we count in store A, let's select store A, and we'll select it, and you can see at the bottom it is 18 times. 18 times it is there in a store A. So it counted. It can't able to sum it. So it has to count it. It will take it as a count. Whatever the text field you will take in these values, it will take it as a count. You can take the product also. It will take it as a count. See, by default it will display it as a count itself. It will take it as a count. So that's why we'll take values. In some specific scenarios, we'll take the text also in this field where we want to understand the count of the particular thing. So that's about the pivot. And also if you want to change, instead of here in the values, if you it is saying sum of total price, you want to make it as an average, then you can click on that, go to the value field settings, and here you can see if you want it to be displayed as a count, average, max, min, product, and count numbers, standard deviation, variable. So if you want, let's take it as average. So it the average, store wise average. Or let's undo this. So like that you can do the different kind of summarizations of the values. If you want to display it as a percentage of grand total or percentage of row total, okay, then it will display the percentage according to the row. Based on the row, it will display the percentage of the row total. If you want to display it percentage, so we will select percentage of parent row total and then click OK. So here you can see for this store A, it has taken lime grand total. Matlab in the store manager lime section, how much of the sales I have done based on this different variable. You can select all, and you can see at the bottom the sum is 100%. Matlab in the lime, whatever the total sales that are generated, you can see what is the maximum percentage it has done in a debit card. And here also, if you sum, it will say 100. So it's a Mia. In the Mia section, it is also debit card, and the second highest will be credit card. So here also the same. So like that, here it is a credit card in Nova. So there is a difference. Here it is a online. So like this, we are able to look at the values in a different formats based on our requirement. Let's undo it. No calculation. Okay. So that's the basic concept about the pivot table. So we will understand how we can make the tables. First, we need to select the range, then go to insert and then table, and we already selected the table, and we have my table has a header. Yes, my table has a header, and then press OK. That's simple. It is that simple. You can make the pivot table. So we got the proper format. For example, earlier we have given the color already to the header, so that's why it is not formatted properly. So first we will need to remove the header to make it proper. So now it is properly colored, and it is in a table format. So for example, if you want to add any other field in this table, you don't need to again select and go to the table and insert table. Whatever header you want to add, you can add here. I will add remarks. It will automatically get formatted. See, it automatically got formatted. So it is that easy, that simple. If you want to make it into one, you add any formula, it will automatically duplicate it for the below rows as well in this table. You can see it got duplicated till the end of this table. So there are these kind of benefits in the table, and you can name your table. I'll make it as a online sales, store sales. Okay, sorry, store sales. So like that you can rename it. What is the use of the renaming? See, for example, if I go here and I want to insert some formula, is equal to trim store. See, I can get the table. I don't need to go there and select that particular column. I can easily call the table as a reference anywhere, wherever I want. I got it. See, all the table, I have got all the table. For example, I am doing this in this sheet. I am not at all in this sheet. I created a new sheet, and I go here and say equal to trim store. So that's the benefit of these tables. And that's the benefit of this table. The table reference itself is changed. See, it is no more displaying the cell values. It is displaying the total price, because it is taken this as a because of its table. You can, if you want to calculate anywhere here, you don't need to take the reference of and then calculate. You can take, for example, I want to see the left. I2, if I take I2, then 3 characters, it came like that. But I don't need to take the reference. I can say that left transaction transac sorry the date transaction ID 3, left mm, see, it is that easy. You don't need to remember the where is that cell and everything. You can clearly and you can directly enter the name of that header, and then you can apply your formula. It doesn't happen in a normal scenarios. Your data has to be the table format. And another advantage of the table is, for example, if you go down the top of that header, the headers row will be automatically displayed on the top of the columns. Every of that if its every of its column header will be displayed for us. It will get freezed, so we'll understand on which column we are in, what is that value is about. So that's the another advantage of the table. And another, if you go to the table design, you can see you can insert the slicers. You can go to the date, and you can insert the slicer for the date, or okay, let's insert the slicer for the store manager itself, and we'll press OK. So it will display it. You can rearrange it. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. It is like a filter, but in a visual format. We don't need to go here and select it manually. We can quickly change the we can quickly change the data. Like here, if I select Mia, it will automatically go to the Mia. If we select Nova, it will filter the Nova. It will select Olivia, it will display the Olivia. It is like a visual form of filter. You can clear the filters whatever you have selected from here. If you want to filter multiple, if you want to apply multiple filters, you can select it. It got selected, and you can apply multiple filters as well. So like that, it is very useful. Okay, let's remove the slicer. And if we go to table design again, we can summarize it with a pivot. You can automatically create the pivot from this table, and we can hide and hide the header rows. So you can see header row, you can hide and hide, and banded rows you can unhide, which means it will show the color different colors for alternate colors for the rows. It is very good because we will able to identify the data very quickly. You can add the total rows as well. Total row, it will display the total value, and here if you check, it will display the first column. Here if you come this side, if you have any data here which we want to highlight, it will show the first column, or you want to highlight the last column, it will highlight the last column. Or banded columns, it will show the alternate color for the columns as well. You can uncheck the filter button if you don't want to see it. And there are multiple designs in table as well, like you can see here. There are multiple designs that you can choose from. Oh, this looks good. And if you want to remove the duplicates, you can remove the duplicates. There is no duplicates. And if you want to make it normal, if you want to make it flatten, if you don't want it to be in a table design anymore, you can come here and select convert to range. It will become normal. It is no longer a table anymore. It will become normal. Okay, so that is about the table design. can export it if you want to export it. So if you want to resize it, include more, then you can include it more rows if you have any more columns or rows in the in your sheet. So that's it about the table design and the table and the pivot table. Pivot table we'll talk about it more in future because it's not entire pivot table that I have explained. There are multiple other options as well. You may get confused. That's why I just explained about, just give a brief about pivot table. We use pivot table very often if you are a data analyst or working in a company, or you mostly works with Excel, then you need to have a understanding about the pivot table. It's very essential tool that we use in a day-to-day basis. And then we'll talk about how we can insert the picture.